It's Saturday. Oh, just got into the office. And this is that Lincoln I'm working on. And I gotta get the cover off of it because I didn't have time to get the last bolts out on it. So, and I'm cleaning up that craziness because I've got parts and I've got parts everywhere. There's about 2 or 3 different engines sitting there tore apart. So this is how clean this Lincoln MKX is. I think I said MKZ, but it's not an MKZ, guys. It's an MKX. But look at that, 225,000, and she is clean. So I'm gonna peel this front cover off quick, and yeah, take a look at them. Take a look at the cover and see how dirty it is. I doubt it's gonna be very dirty. So start tearing. I guess before I do that, I had to get some light up in here. Let me give you guys an idea of what I'm dealing with on this Duratec on this Mazda Tribute. Oh, I'll show you that breather. This thing is rough, guys. So there she is. Now, I got her all wedged in there, but you can't get this oil separator out without taking the head off, okay? Either the back or the front, but I think they recommend doing the front because you got this coolant outlet that goes to your water pump, because on these, the water pumps have a belt with a tensioner and they run off the cam, okay? You can't take this engine mount out either, because I thought maybe I could weasel it out of this way, and then kind of slide it out that way by taking the water pump or the power steering pump out. Yeah, not so much. But where they leak is, where this one was leaking, there's a gasket, okay? And it seals to the block, obviously, down in there. Now, this is the PCV valve, okay? When you get this new oil separator, which these fail often on these, and I haven't seen one of these in years, guys. There's not a lot of them around anymore. Probably for a good reason, but nevertheless, the PCV valve is part, it's screwed into here when you buy this from Ford, because this is a Ford engine and a Mazda, right? It'll come with a new PCV valve, and obviously I'm going to replace all the rubber vacuum lines and whatnot. I've got all the parts up on top of the car, but obviously that's going to get, it's going to get all new vacuum lines. Everything will get cleaned up, new gaskets on everything. I'll probably replace this hose because this hose is destroyed, this coolant hose, but we'll get it back. It'll be running good, but you can see how nasty. I mean, I've already degreased this like 4 times, I swear, and it made a mess of my bay. There was oil everywhere, just puked out, okay? Now, some might be like, well, it's not even worth that. Well, that's not my call. It's up to the customer to determine whether or not they want to put the money into it. But to fix it, that's what she needs. Which means it's going to need a head job. So, yeah. My AO is a little messy, but it is what it is. So, I'm not too worried about it. I guess I could show you guys my roll cart. My little Craftsman roll cart. So, this is how I roll, guys. This is my setup. This is my quick toolbox tour for you guys, if you're wondering. Yep, that's how I roll. Yep. So this has got everything I generally use in it. And then, of course, my toolbox has all my crap in it, okay? So, I don't have anything too spectacular, guys. This is just, I go cheap. I try to keep my money, I try to keep my tool payments within reason. There was something I was going to show you guys that I just bought that I thought was pretty cool. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I know what it was. So flashlights. Talking about flashlights. These flashlights from Mac, guys, are awesome. Okay, I had that. You'll see me using it in the videos. I had that old red one that all the rubber had basically deteriorated. I had chewed this end off and putting it in my mouth, whatever. I picked up 2 of these. I think they were $100 some a pop. These are great lights. So if you want a good flashlight, Mac, okay? These are the ones you want right here. These are great lights. Super bright. They last a long time. They can take a beating, and yeah, they're well worth it. So, alright, enough talking. I'm gonna peel this cover off. Alright, she's loose. Now, I always crack them free up top, and they say, don't pry on the phasers, so don't pry on the phasers, guys. But when you pry, you're probably gonna pry on the phasers, but you don't have to pry hard, okay? So what I'm saying is and some guys might be like, you can't do that. Well, I do it all the time, guys, and you're fine. Now, gently get it to break free loose like that, okay? You're gonna need a pan because it's gonna drain. Now, I'll probably take the oil pan down on this one because of the mileage, and the reason being is because it's starting to seep a little bit, and I want to clean it out, get all the sludge or anything that might have built up in the pan out of it. If they're gonna spend the money, we're doing it right, and it's gonna be nice. But you can see how bad the cover was leaking, right? So you see those two little ears down here? You want to gently pry there to get the rest of the way off. And I do these in car because there's enough room to do the chains in car on these. The 3.6, I know guys do the 3.6s in car, but on the GMs, but not this guy. I always drop the pack to do those. But anyways, I'm gonna get the cover off. Alright, since we're on this car, let me give you a few tips on this engine. So if you're going to do this timing job, or this water pump on these, now for those of you experienced and already know this, but you are going to have to lift and drop, and lift and drop, and jack and drop, and jack and drop this engine a lot, because you got to take that engine mount out, okay? Where is that engine mount? Right there. There's the mount. And then you got the bracket. Oh, I don't know where I stuck it. Where did I stick the bracket? Hold on. Okay, it's in this pile of parts here. Now, this is from a Ford, another Ford that I got, but this is the mount, okay? Now, to get this bottom bolt out, this is top side. This bolts to the block, okay? To get this bottom bolt out, I'm going to show you. You're going to have to take the engine mount out and drop the engine all the way down. Now, what I do is I gently set the engine down till the AC compressor basically will rest on the subframe. Put a little block of wood under there, a real thin piece of wood to prevent it from hitting metal to metal. But you'll have to drop this engine down as far as you can to get that last bolt out, and I'll show you why. Because this part right here is going to be in your way, okay? But you can get it out, and I'll show you in the timing cover. Yeah, this thing is nice and clean. Look how clean that is for the mileage. It's insane. But the timing cover is actually augered out just enough where you can tilt that bolt and slide it right out through the bottom. So the cover comes out through the top. Now, I've already evacuated the AC system, so I'm going to disconnect this AC line, get it out of my way, and then I will also take the alternator back and stuff, so that when I go to put my cover back in to seal it, I've got nice, good clearance. And because we're going to be using a sealer on the cover, you don't want to be, you want a nice, clean install. So get stuff out of your way. That's my my biggest recommendation whenever you're working on any engine, to be honest with you. If it's in your way, yeah, it's going to take you a little bit more time to remove it. Get it out of the way, unless you're going to break something, but get it out of your way so that way you don't have to fight and hate life, okay? Because the last thing you want to do is wreck that seal. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to touch it on stuff and then have it wipe away a spot where and then you're going to have leaks. So, cover's coming out through the top, but I'm going to disconnect this AC line so I have the clearance. That's my disconnect tools right here. Blue point. That's what you're going to need to disconnect that, okay? Now, they got a spring in there, so what I'll do is I'll hit that with some a light coat of penetrating oil just to loosen it up, and she'll come right apart. So just like that, hit it with some penetrating oil, and then wipe it away, and that'll help loosen it up. On the back side, guys, I think I was showing you this side. This is the side where the spring lives, is back here. So you just kind of run this in there like that, and you're just going to rotate until you get underneath that spring and spread it, and then you're going to slide it out. I can't film that because I only got one hand, two hands. So just like that, okay? And you can see the O-rings. We'll put new O-rings on it, obviously, and I'm obviously going to plug these off. So as soon as I disconnect this, I'll plug it off. So for those of you not familiar with this style, you see the spring around the ring, the spring around the rim of this circular coupler there. That's why you need that special tool to separate it. Don't be in there with picks. You're going to damage it, okay? Get the proper tool for the job. So now to plug hoses off and stuff, you can see this one I've already got plugged off, but what I do is I keep all my plugs, guys, that come with new radiators or whatever. You buy yourself one of these at Harbor Freight, okay, and you can organize plugs various sizes, but I keep them for this specific reason. Now that's one of them. I think I got another one probably down here. Yeah. So, when I have free time, I'll organize stuff, but I'm gonna plug them off, obviously. Alright, so I took the alternator out. Now, when you got wire harness clips like this, pay attention. Rather than try to pry them out, because you're going to wreck them, cut them, okay? And here's why. I'm going to show you. So if I take a snips, right? This is basically a zip tie, guys. So let me show you. Take your snips, okay, and you're going to cut this part off. So let's see here, just like that. This part right here, you're going to have to snip just a little bit off, and then you're going to grab that in theory, and that's gonna pull right out of there, just like that. And then all you gotta do is run a zip tie through it, and you're good to go. Now, I took the AC line all the way out, and the reason I had to do this is to get the clearance, guys. So you see how the AC compressor right there, right? That will come out too, but this is so I can get the clearance to get my front cover off, okay? So let me get that, I gotta get that alternator bolt out of the way, which I'll just push it in. And now I should have the clearance I need. I might end up having to take that AC compressor out too, but that's basically what I'm doing. And it's been a while since I've done one, so my memory doesn't serve me right. So the AC compressor is going to come out. I'm going to take that all the way out. So I might as well just remove my last AC line there, plug it, pull it all the way out of my way. Then I'll be able to slide my cover forward and get the clearance I need. Okay, where are we at? So I got the AC compressor out. I went ahead and I removed the high side line and plugged that off. Here is our high side line. Now I save these plugs from other AC work I've done in the past for this specific reason, so I can plug stuff off properly and not get debris and crap in the AC system, you guys. You can see there, I was able to plug off our AC compressor. Now the reason I do that is because debris and moisture or anything in an AC system is no good, guys. So take your time and do it right. Alright, now you can see we've got a lot of room, okay? This is definitely a job you could do in your garage, I'm not gonna lie to you. But nevertheless, I'm gonna get this cover out now. And the reason I had to take all that off, guys, is so that I have the clearance to come forward with that cover, okay? Again, you're gonna have to jack, raise and lower this engine to get it in that sweet spot for a lot of things, and there's a particular order things got to go back in, okay? So pay attention when you're taking stuff apart. If it comes out hard, it's gonna go in hard. Jokes. Alright, I'm gonna try to do this to help you out once you've got it at this point. Like I said, make sure you're able to slide this up, because when you go to put this on, you're gonna have your sealer on it, okay? And you can't be bouncing it all over the engine when you're putting it in, or it's gonna leak. What you gotta do is you gotta tilt it, and this is wicked hard to do one-handed, guys. Wish I had a tripod. Let me see if I can prop this phone up. Alright. Hopefully you guys can see that. My lights are dying here. So I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna tilt back. Okay. Just like that. She comes out. And now we can do our timing chains. I'm going to save that for another part. So thanks for watching, guys. That's how you remove the front cover in vehicle on these 3.5 Fords. You know, with some bonuses, but that's how I do it, guys. You know, setting the timing and whatnot. Now here is the water pump right here, and let me show you the play in it, and you'll see how wasted it is. Ready? Hold on. There it is. It's got shaft end play, and they put a weep hole, you know, so that when that bearing wears out, she comes right out and it'll drain down behind the alternator right on top of that AC compressor, okay? And that's the reason for the leak. Now, like I said, I'll do another part, but I'm done. That's all I wanted to get done. I'm probably going to do some cleaning. I'll probably douse this thing down since I'm dropping the pan anyways. I'll douse this whole engine down with brake clean, and then clean my gasket surfaces and just work my way down, blow everything out. It'll be a mess. My floor will be a disaster like it usually is, but once it's all done and cleaned up, she will look pretty, and I will show you guys pictures or video of that once we're at that point. So have a great weekend, guys. I'm gonna see if I can get over there with Justin and do some stuff. I don't know, he wanted to do a collaboration video today, so we'll see how that works out. Had a great time on his TGIF last night, so take care, have a great weekend.